Yeah, okay, let her go.
A little windy!
Yeah, baby! Woo!
And here we are. Ocean Pearl. That's her right there. Here we are at the beautiful Pacific Biological Station in Nanaimo. And this is the mighty steed right here we're going fishing on. See, look at that. Scotchman, traps, rope, stern, bulwarks, boat. See, I'm a real fisherman. I know those terms. But yeah, here she is, the Ocean Pearl. I'll give you guys a little walk to the bow here, and you can really see that she's a mighty ship. It's been fishing black cod since 1970. Well, it fished dogfish for a few years after it was built, after 1979. And then since then it's been pretty much strictly black cod and tuna. But yeah, this is our flagship of the fleet, and for this science charter we're going to be on here for roughly 45-48 days, which is actually a short trip. Usually our trips go longer than that when we're not doing scientific surveys, but you can see right there it says fisheries research. We're on a research expedition. I'll climb up on the boat here. Ugh. Give you guys a little tour. I'll start at the stern. These are our black cod traps. The survey, we only fish 25 trap strings as opposed to 70 when we're normally fishing, and we're only fishing max 8, and normally we fish 10 70 strings. So as you can see on the boat, it looks, I mean, maybe not to you, but it looks empty to me. Normally these traps here go up above this bar all the way down to here, and also all the way down this bowling alley. So far less straps than normal operations. But yeah, anyways, this is the stern. This is one of the drums. This is where the traps get set out, which I will show you guys everything. But for now, just give you a little quick tour of the old Ocean Pearl here. All the rope gets hauled in here. This is where the traps, we land the traps, dump the fish out. Freezer 1, we labeled this freezer number 1, which I'll give you guys a tour of. This is freezer number 4. Freezer number 2. This is what we call the smoke room, where the guys can come in here and dry off their rain gear, have a smoke out of the weather. And this is what we call the mud room. Normally all of our gloves and our sweaters hang up here. One of the bathrooms, we got laundry. Coffee machine usually goes here. A little mini fridge full of sangies. In here, this is the tool room, which has been taken over by science equipment, which is cool, really cool. And the galley with our top chef, Jeff, Anthony. Up here we got the accommodations. This is my bed. John, a scientist, say hello.
Yeah.
Down here, dry storage. This is where we keep all of our food and some of our fishing gear. And then we'll go up these stairs into the bridge. Big, beautiful bridge. Lots of space. Awesome captain's chair, which we really need to get reupholstered, but maybe after next trip. over here we got skipper's stateroom, which is just loaded all of his stuff in here, so it's a little messy right now, but he gets a nice big bunk and nice own little private bathroom and an AC unit. Pretty top-notch stuff. Out here, the bow, the foredeck. And then if we go back over here, this is where we basically navigate the ship while we're fishing and hauling gear. So we got all of our computer systems right there. And then this sort of hauling station, which is actually a winged bridge. So the side of the boat ends here, and then this little bit extra sticks out, just so when you're sitting here in this station, you can kind of be looking outside the boat, because all of our traps and gear is coming over the rail right here, and this is where all the controls are. So forward and reverse, we got winch 1, winch 2. There's actually 4 winches on the booms out there, but 2 of them we use in here because that's what we use for normal standard fishing procedure. And then hydraulics here, this is for the hauler, the big spinny thing out there that brings in the rope and the drums, obviously, because the rope comes up through the hauler over to the drums and gets coiled onto those drums over there. So yeah, everything there, the first mate or the captain is up here hauling the gear, controlling the ship while we're hauling the gear. And yeah, basically operations are run from up right in this spot here in this nook. Sounder, cameras, engine room cameras, and we have 2 computer systems. This computer system is mirrored up in the bridge here, so when you're navigating, this is the charts we're looking at. Another sounder, another radar, helm, controls, autopilot, another radar, and a what do you call them? Not a sounder, sonar, which we don't use at all. That's old machinery. But yeah, really cool bridge, very spacious. And I guess the last thing I could show you guys right now is the engine room. Alrighty, I'll give you guys a tour of the engine room here. First of all, check out these stairs. I fell down these when I was 8 years old, right from here. Did a front flip, landed on the bottom, broke my arm. So I'm pretty careful when I go down these stairs these days.
So as you can tell, it's quite loud down here. I'll just do a quick voiceover. This is the engine room. In the middle here, we have our main propulsion engine. It's a 3512 Caterpillar. It's a V12, 51 liters of displacement. On the front of the engine here, we have a power takeoff, so that runs our hydraulics for the whole boat. We do have a spare on one of the auxiliary motors. Over here we have 4 water pumps. Some of them run condensing water, some of them run deck water, some of them are for pumping out the boat, but we can pretty much use any of them for any system. These are the racors to clean the diesel before they go into our motors. And then there's basically 2 sides. Above here, this is all fuel tank. You'll see on basically what I'm walking on right now is all fuel tank, and same on the other side. 2 of the 4 fuel tanks on the boat. These are our auxiliary engines. We have 2 luggers. We only run one at a time. Basically, we run back and forth between the 2, so we have redundancy for power, for generating power. We basically run one for 250 hours, swap over to the other one, do an oil change on the one that was just running. That way it's ready for when the other motor has run 250 hours. So basically, just swap back and forth. Super handy to have that. They're not propulsion engines at all. They're just for generating power. Just behind that motor, we have one of our freezer systems. This is a 2-stage Bitzer. It cools the 2 stern holds, and it basically replaced that old system that I'm pointing at there. That one we're going to be removing and adding electronic hydraulics there in the future. But yeah, so that system runs both back holds now. It's very big, very impressive, and it makes those holds really cold. On the other side, you can see there's our other motor. Same thing. 2 air compressors that runs all of our throttles, and all of our gear shifting and stuff is run on air. We have our new system that runs the front holds, and our big freezer system that has plates in all the holds and keeps them all cold as well. So we have redundancy in freezing too, in case one of them craps out. All of our freezers are controlled by these frequency drives, so we're able to turn up or down the hertz and make the freezers run harder or less hard if we're not getting as much fish, just to keep them cool. So it's nice to have that adjustment. Little workbench there. And then as we go aft, we call this the shaft log or the tunnel. So the main shaft runs underneath of these boards. Got some pigeonholes full of parts and stuff in case we have to replace some pipe or hydraulic fittings. Watertight bulkhead, CO2 systems in case there's an engine room fire that will automatically go off and hopefully cease the fire. And then back here we just have, we call this the steering flap. So that's the steering pump, our 2 rudders. It's got a 2 rudder autopilot system, so the boat turns really nice. The boat turns on a dime. And that's that for the engine room.
Back in the control station. So right now, Captain's sleeping. I'm first mate on this trip. I'm not captain. I don't run this boat yet. I need to get a bigger ticket, but that's fine. All in due time. So anyways, yeah, first mate on this trip. As you can see, we're out here off the west side of Haida Gwaii. Systems are a go. Get him, Gandy! Every once in a while we get an albatross in the bow. They don't have room to take off, so we gotta wrangle them. Get him, Gandy!
Oh my god!
Get him, Gandy! Get him! Get him!
Everyone's done it? I don't believe this.
Get it, come on.
It has to go off the boat.
Jason, you want to show them how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, we got the experience coming in here.
Scoop and throw.
Scoop and throw.
And she's gone.
Jesus Christ, those things are f***ing mean.
Oh yeah.
The way the science charter works is we set 8 strings, 25 traps each, 6 to 8 depending on weather and how far apart the randomized test zones are. We'll do a full day of setting, so every set we do, we'll wait 2 hours in between the next set, and then after we're done a day of setting, we'll do a day of hauling. So we'll haul all those back, which will be tomorrow. And then once we've covered that area, we move up to the next area and then do the same thing over and over for 48 days until we're done. Because we have 110 or 120 sets we have to do before the scientific survey is complete. So every year we get hired to do this, and we go out and collect data on the stock of the fish, and based on that data, that's how we determine how healthy the stock is and how much we can set our quota limits for the next year, ensuring that we'll keep a healthy stock that's growing. And yeah, anyways, it's a very hands-on way of doing fisheries management, but it works great. So anyways, we're here, we're doing normal fishing, and let's do some setting. Okay, the guys are bringing up their bait for the set. We use hake, a bit of hake, and in these bags there's squid. Each trap gets some hake and some squid. So we'll bring it up into this bin, and then we'll do some smashy. Okay, Gandy, start smashy. Gandy's got a special technique on hake smashing. Whoa, that's a nice split. Okay. Which stack are you guys dropping?
Bowling alley.
Each stack is 25 traps. Perfect amount for our string. Couple guys pulling. Woo!
It's much cooler when they're 50 high.
Yeah, normally they go up above what we call the bowling alley here into the sky, but a lot less traps we have to deal with on the science charter. Okay, Jason, teach us how to build a trap.
So you want to grab the line from in front of the tunnel. Cinch it up real tight with both hands. Take your tunnel line, take that hake off. You want to go down through the bar. When you're in a hurry, you can just go through a mesh. Take the line, feed it through your tunnel line. And then we just do an overhand knot, also known as a slip knot, for the ease of the fisherman.
Nice. That's a nice looking trap.
That is.
So we just leave the hake free floating in there. Under normal fishing procedures, the hake is not free floating, it's in a bag, but this is what the scientists want us to do.
That way they fish way more.
Yep. And then we got the hake and then a bag of squid,
Here
which
comes the squid.
Anthony is coming down the deck with right now. Anthony, we're all waiting for you to show us how to put a squid bag in the trap. Once the trap's all closed up, you reach in through the tunnel. Hook it on there. Snap it on there. So when the trap sits on the bottom, the squid bag hangs. And you can see this is what we call the tunnel. This is where the fish swim in. So it's a nice gradual mesh entrance. And the fish come in through here and they go through this flap and then they can't get out. Super simple but effective. We'll build as many as we can before the string starts. That way we're ready to go. But lots of the times we'll have to build them as the string is being set.
4 shots and on the 4th Beckett.
4 shots, 4 Beckets. The captain has signified that we may let the end go into the water. So this is our buoy setup. There's 4 of them. And you may say, oh, that's overkill. Well, it's not overkill for where we're fishing. And it looks nice out right now, but it can get pretty gnarly. So that's what one of our ends looks like. 4 balls, a flagpole so we can see it at night, and there's also AIS beacons on them now, so we can see them on our navigation system. And so now we're letting out the buoy line. So this will be the line that goes all the way from the flag to the anchor. And so we'll let out an appropriate amount of line depending on how deep it is, which black cod generally are very deep. So I think this set is around 300 fathoms. So that's like 300 fathoms is 3 times 6, 1,800 feet. 1,800 feet deep. That's how deep we're fishing. So if we come up here, we have 2 drums, which is super handy. Most boats, actually all boats, don't have 2 drums, but we do. So we can either coil rope onto this one or this one. Right now we have all of our buoy line is on the front drum, and our actual string where the traps get snapped to are on this back drum. So right now, Jason's just letting out the buoy line. How you feeling, Jason?
Mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best. That's better than bad. So this is what our anchors look like. 2 big chain links, and some of them have chain links on the bottom too, but basically that's one of our anchors and so there'll be buoy line, anchors, 25 traps, and then another anchor on the other end, and then another buoy line. We got all of our buoy line. It goes way out over there. We got our anchors hooked up, and so now we're towing, which means we're ready to let it go whenever we have been given the go-ahead from up there in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, okay, let her go.
Let her go! So Gandhi will throw a trap on the table, put Jason running the hydraulics here. There's rings on the rope, so when the next ring comes, he'll stop the hydraulics. Gandhi snaps the trap on.
First trap going out.
First trap going out. every 25 fathoms on our buoy line, there is a ring, which we call a becket. Keeps the traps evenly spaced apart. There's our next one. And it's just that easy on a nice day. Can't forget to mention our chief scientist official counter. We have an official trap counter here.
I can sometimes count to 25.
He's really good at counting to 25. That's number 3. 22 more to go. Last trap on the table. Once that goes off, the boys will load the last set of anchors. And we're fishing, Bobby. There we go. 25 traps in the water. And so we'll just let out the second end of buoy line. Once this buoy line goes out, we'll put out another one of these flags and Scotchmen. And then we'll do it all over again in 2 hours' time. Two, 3, and 4. And then last but not least, a nice shiny reflective flag. So at night when we're cruising around with our lights on, that flag really reflects, and we can find it a lot easier. And modern day technology allows us to have a AIS beacon on there, so we can really find it easy. Okay boys, what do you think? Hot snacks time? Time for some hot snacks. It's the best thing our chef makes, because normally all he makes is hot dogs and pierogies, so hopefully it's something good. We'll let the gear soak. Tomorrow we'll go pick it up. For now, hot snacks, baby. Woo. Okay, we're on day 2. Time to haul some gear. Flags on the bow.
Come on!
Just like that. We're all in gear, baby. Now we wait, just hauling up the buoy line. This can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how deep we're fishing. We've made it to the first set of anchors. The guys are using the boom winch, which is what we use to pick up everything. The anchors, the traps, you name it. Snarls. And that's controlled by the first mate or the captain that's hauling up in the station up there. So he's lifting up and down from our single boom winch all the way up there. And then the hook, which is what Stan's holding right there, goes back over the side. Get ready for the first trap. Oh, there's a couple trout in there. Okay, Stan, are you gonna teach us how to hook? Show us how to do it on the next trap. Okay, so what Stan here is gonna do, he's gonna hook the trap in the bridle. Then Captain goes up on the winch. He'll unsnap the line from the line, snap it on top of the trap, get ready to pull the release cord, swing it over, dump the fish out. And there she comes, coming down. Nice. Okay, we got a FOD, fish on deck. Fish on deck. Fish in bin. So this is a beautiful black cod or sable fish. You can see how pretty they are. They probably don't look very pretty to you, but they look pretty to me. So that's one of the jobs on the boat. The second job is what this beautiful man is doing. So from here, we roll the traps back, we check for holes, and if we're hauling and then setting, sometimes we'll just bait them right away too, but because we're doing the science charter, all we have to do is stack them. Check for holes and stack them. That's how you do it, right there. Flick her up, roll her up, throw her out.
The other process is first you catch the fish, to swing the fish, to dump the fish, to slide the fish, to bonk the fish, to head the fish, to throw the fish, to scrape the fish, to throw the fish, to rinse the fish, to slide the fish, to pan the fish, to break the fish, to glaze the fish, to stack the fish, to unload the fish so we can drink like fish.
Yes, that's right. That's the Ocean Pearl mentality right there. So look at this, next trap's already here, and he's gone. Back to the back of the boat. We'll be back to see more of Jason later. So once we land the fish into the hopper, Anthony here is sorting them into keeper size and discard size. So he'll be putting smalls in that basket, largest in that basket. This isn't standard procedure, but this is part of the science. So then he passes the buckets, lets them know how many fish are in there. They weigh them and record them on their computer, and we either keep them the legal size or they dump out the small size. So that's Anthony's job. He's really good at wrangling fish. Look at this fish wrangler. So we just found a bad spot in the line. This has already been spliced, but it's starting to slip out. So we're gonna splice it back together. Jason will show you guys how to do that in hyperspeed mode. Just like that, we're back together. Back in business, baby. Somebody at the drum?
Come on! Get it going!
Bingo. Back in business. And here we have Datu or Tayu. One of the two. He'll head the fish. Bang. And at the same time, he takes the collar off and throws it over to the scraper. Can you show us one of your head jobs, Datu? So that's a collar. That will sell as well because they're tasty. But then show us one of the ends of your fish. Hold it up all nice like. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. He's a true master at his profession. And once they get their heads off, they come over here to handy candy. Look at those hands. So he's got to show the scraper tool. It's called a wet scraper. So he gets right back there, scrapes the guts out, gets all the bloodline out, and then thrown into the wash bin, which is here. So this is one of our hoppers. What we really like to do is fill this thing full of fish, because that means fishing's good, baby. On a normal string, it can be up to 4 hours of doing straight this scraping, so you get really strong wrists and hands. But even at the end of the day, your hands will hurt when you're playing Mario Kart, right, Gandhi?
Yes, sir. They will.
At the end of the string, it's all hands on deck to get the rest of the fish cleaned up so that we can get to the next one and start hauling it. But first, these got to be dealt with, and we got to put them in the freezer. And I'll show you guys how to do that next. So we got Jason here. He's going to show us what one of our high-end black cod looks like, or sable fish, and what we're looking for.
So the whole point of the rinse hopper is that it continues to rinse the fish. After we had them when they're still alive, so they continue to bleed down the spine. So we use a wet scrape when we scrape their guts out. One of the most important things is popping the butthole out, the sphincter, and scraping this bloodline. As you can see, the rinse hopper is very effective because it continues to rinse the fish while we continue to head, and then that way any blood that leaches out after the fish is in the hopper will continuously get rinsed out. Another thing that we watch for is right here at the end of the spine. Normally there's a couple chunks of sweet meat that would be right there. So this fish has been scraped properly, and then they brush the face for stringers. So I mean, this fish was done perfectly.
And it's a very nice sized fish.
Yeah, it's got a healthy
thick belly.
Fish, nice thick belly, fine product, finest Desi.
There we go.
Yeah.
What do you think we got in here, Jason?
I wanted 12.15, but 1,400 pounds.
1,400 pounds, and that's J cut. So that means that's the type of gutting we do. Head off, guts out, J cut, 1,400 pounds off 25 pots. That is pretty dang good. We can slide fish down this chute into freezer number 1, or we have another trap door over here too. We just move the chute over here, and we can slide it into freezer number 2. Same thing goes with that back wash hopper over there. We have 2 more chutes. Okay, let her buck there, Anthony. We got fish coming down. Going down into the depths. All right, here we are in the freezer. So what we have here is a couple young lads doing what we call panning. So they're gonna individually pan each fish onto one of these aluminum plates. So they lay them out nice and straight and try to fill up that plate as much as they can. Once it's filled, they slide it in, and there we'll let it freeze for, I mean, these freezers are extremely cold, but generally this one, they need at least 8 hours in here to get them down to -40. And then we'll break them off these trays and do a thing what we call glazing, dip them in a bucket of water, and then we stack them back there. You can't see because we've already got dividers up, but that's full of fish back there behind those plates. So each one of these plates has got Freon gas running through it. That's what cools these plates. And then just these little aluminum trays sit on top. And that serves a purpose so we can freeze them. If I hit one of these plates with the temperature gun, minus 40 degrees Celsius. Cold. Excellent. Anybody tell you guys you're doing a good job today?
Thanks, boss.
There we go. You get another time. One more for me. I'm getting out of here. It's cold. We're in the inlets now. We just have 2 days of inlet fishing, but we stopped at this hot springs, which I will keep secret location number 876. We've finished the offshore portion of our fishing trip, and we're doing the inlet section now of the survey, and we've happened upon our favorite hot springs, which will remain secret, so all you fanboys can't come and find it. Me and Jeff are hot and heavy, and we're gonna be the first ones in there. Beautiful winter West Coast day. It's pouring, which is perfect for perfect hot spring weather. I mean, who wants to sit in a hot spring in the sun? Look at that. Isn't that cool? Beautiful. With a view. We got the boys going in for an ocean swim, pre-hot spring soak. And the rest of the crew, say hi everybody. Hi. Yeah, the rest of the crew is soaking. Beautiful, beautiful spot. Yeah, give her shit, boys. Oh! It's winter here, so that's probably pretty cold. Here they come. Let's see how fast they come running down the dock. They gotta go under the shower too. Oh. Do you guys bring your wallet? There's an entry fee now. I don't think you guys can. Yeah, come on. Come on in.
I'll kick you in your bad ankle.
You're not allowed in, get any. Back in we go. Into the tub.
Don't warm. Nicely done. A little much time here over here.
Wandering my way back to the boat in this beautiful spot here. And we'll get back to fishing. One or 2 days left, and we're heading home. Yee-hoo. Okay, well, we've made it out to do our last day of fishing here, but the weather has changed a little bit. It was just blowing 70 knots. Luckily, we're in inlets right now, so we're not really getting any sea, but it's pretty cool to see how windy it is right now. So I'm gonna venture out there. I'm gonna put my hood on, getting some nice loaded traps. But yeah, we got 3 strings left, and then we're done. Woo! A little windy! That's it for me. A hoodie is not gonna suffice out there. But yeah, last strings. let's finish off with a bang here. Woo! We've made it back to land. And we're unloading as we speak. We got all the old traps off, all of our new traps on. All the fish is coming out. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh! Steaming. That's how we like it. That's how you know it's cold. When it comes out steaming. Attaboy, Mr. Brendelin.
Thank you, sir.
Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, we got our own booms craning our fish off here, and then we have a dockside crane that's pulling fish out of all of our other holds. So we bring our fish out of this one hold, which the crane can't reach, set it down here, and then he picks the fish out of the rest of the holds with his crane, which he can reach. And it's gone. So from here it'll get forklifted into that bay over there, and then they'll size grade all the fish, and it'll get boxed up and shipped out. You can see how much bigger the holds are now that they're close to empty. Yeah, we got all the science traps off. You can see the difference in the amount of traps we actually fish with. They go way up there. So that's at least 12 or 13 or 14 feet. I mean, yeah, it's gotta be 15 feet, because I'm 5'9" on a good day, and that's way more than double my height. But yeah, when you get back here, it's pretty daunting walking through the tunnel of traps. So we got these 2 rows, and then it also goes back down this bowling alley, is what we call that. I know you guys remember that, but yeah, normal traps are back on the boat. Fish is coming off, and we're gonna head back out on Saturday again. Do it all over again, but for real this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been a pleasure filming, and looking forward to making more for you guys. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.